Man, what could this stage be? For some reason, they decided to skip Sonic 3, but I guess that's because Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles are kind of the same game. I went over it, they attach together and become this mega game of awesomeness and my favorite game of all time. But we get to go to Sky Sanctuary? I believe that's what it's called. It's like one of the last levels. It's the level after the plot twist in Sonic 3. So much plot in that game. It's incredible. I miss the weird, dumb Japanese kind of plot. I miss the Red Ring. But the weird, dumb kind of like Japanese plots like thing. Like they stopped doing it after 06, which makes sense because 06 sucked. But like the weird plot in 06 is kind of charming. In fact, 06 is just kind of charming in general. Besides, including how broken it is. Hold on, I can get that ring. There we go. I definitely have more fun with 06 than I do with Black Knight and Lost World. Whee! So it's got the little Eggman robos as I've been carelessly thrashing through them. The bouncy clouds. It's a good, remake of a level that didn't have a lot in it. Except for just spiraling upward. Lots of spiraling upward in that level. Like some would say too much. I did not mean to spawn you guys. It is missing Mecha Sonic. Mecha Sonic should have made a little appearance. Not Metal Sonic, but Mecha Sonic. I'm okay. I did not almost die there. Oh god. Oh, okay. Those little red bars, if you hit them, you just trip like that. And then you lose all control for a few seconds. So make sure you do the cool little short hops over them. Alright, so last time I did this, I totally failed. But when you hit this button, this guy starts going, and he's like, "Aw, man, I'm not going to let you get past the thing," so you got to beat him there. Because if he hits the switch, you have to take that route up there, which is obviously longer. And this is about Sonic. We don't want to take the long route. We want to take the cool guy, fast routes, and prove we are the cool guy. As soon as I say that, it always happens. Nothing will let me be the cool guy. Oh. And right there's the Death Egg, as you can see. It's big and egg-shaped. But we'll get a better look at it in hopefully the second act. But look at the water and the flowers. They did a good job of just really sprucing the place up. Compared to, a 16-bit game. That still looked great, but well, I'm trying to say it's a good interpretation. And then we bring the color back to it. It starts looking better, but hold on. I got a lot of the red rings. Time for Classic. Loading, 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 loading. Ah, alright. So there's the Death Egg rising in the background, and I've already died. I'm just gonna start over. That didn't happen. No one saw that. Oh man, this seems unfamiliar. Man, look at that. That parrot is awesome. So there's the big, Death Egg in the background. Make sure to hit that button or you will fall to your death. That parrot is huge. Like, it's gigantic, isn't it? I mean, it's in the background and it's almost as big as Sonic. Giant parrots. Then again, Sonic is supposed to be a hedgehog. Then again, he's half the size of a human, so, you know. Literally half the size of a human. And not a short, stubby Eggman human, like an actual human. You saw him stand next to the president. That was in Sonic Adventure 2. And then with that secretary that just doesn't care that a blue hedgehog is coming in and stealing and ruining the conversation to try and save the world from, you know, the Eclipse Cannon. But this is Sonic 3 we're talking, or not even Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles. We gotta, you know, get to the Death Egg before it rises up too high. Sadly, we will... Oh wait, actually we will. Never mind. Ignore what I was going to say right there. My head came to. I figured it out. Get that out of my way. Oh! I made it. So if you noticed, I've gotten one... Ow. Ring. Oh. Well, there goes that coolness. But I've gotten one ring. Oh, fuck. I hate these things. I'll get back to that red ring thing after this. But these things suck. They were in Sonic the Hedgehog 3 in my least favorite level. And you kind of just run on them until they decide to work. And then you keep running on them to make them go up. And they take forever. And they don't always want to work correctly. And I hate the fact that they're in this level. Then again, I hate the fact that they've existed in the first place. Whoever thought that was a good idea? Screw you. Screw you, but thank you for making one of my favorite games of all time. Come on, Egg Robo. You can't even shoot me. Okay, but the red rings. So this level kind of has a little thing that forces you to take the multiple paths. Which means you have to play this level a lot, but you know, it's a fun level. There's no real bullshit parts. Oh god. And that thing is coming up, and it has to do with red rings, so you have to take different ways to get to the different rings. Such as this is one of the ways. And you can see the other paths in the background that lead to totally different areas as the thing falls apart, and there's the 3 red rings. I'm getting just tons of achievements. Achievements on a profile that isn't mine, but you know, whatever. Oh, what's that? Perfect bonus? Man, it's not like I didn't die or anything. Of course I didn't die. Who would die on level 3 of Sonic Generations, right? That'd be just ridiculous. I'm not sure how I'm going to divide this up into parts yet. Maybe 2 levels at a time, maybe 3, but you'll know by now if this has been 1 part or 2 parts. Maybe I want to extend this life.
Thanks, Sonic. You did a good job back there. Hey, did you gain weight?
Ha ha, because classic Sonic was a little chubby. Look at him. And his adorable chubbiness.
Sonic.
Alright, so now the hub world opens up, really. Because if we look over here, we'll see that, there's a boss gate. And we can't obviously go any further. So the boss gate needs 3 keys. And wouldn't you know it, there are 3 acts. And in every act, it has its own little stage here that you have to do, or that you beat. And if you beat 1, literally just 1 side quest from these 5, or these 5, my brain just stops when I see loading screens, it's weird. You get the key. So you literally, throughout this game, for every boss door, have to do 3 side quests. And this is the part where people go, oh, I don't want to do side quests. The side quests aren't bad at all. The side quests are... Some of them are bad. Okay, some of them are pretty bad. I'll show you some bad ones. But I'll also show you some good ones. Because most of them are just, hey, get to the end at speed. Or do weird challenge. Weird challenge being... One of them's just use the classic fire shield, lightning shield, and water shield to get through areas.
It's a race to the finish.
Other ones are just race Tails, who cheats. Look at him. He's cheating. He's using an airplane.
See you later.
How fair is that? And then if you want to be, a masochist and not die, not dying would be a good idea. But if you want to be a masochist, I mean, you could look in the corner and go, oh, I need to beat this in 1 minute and 30 seconds to S rank it. Which I did. On a different file. For every mission, including the terrible ones. The terrible ones that I would literally recommend to people that they should skip, because they're pretty hard. And not hard in a good way, hard in a kind of cheapish way. See ya. I'm totally passing you, Tails. I'm overtaking you in your cheating airplane. I mean, you got nothing, Tails. Big loop. Also in these side quests, as you can hear right now, it's playing the song Supersonic Racing, which, if I'm not mistaken, is a song from Sonic R? Which, it's just a nice way to throw in more references without actually having to make more levels. Especially for games that don't really have much of a level thing to make. Because Sonic Racing was just kind of a racing game. And there's other small references like that. Like there's references to Sonic Fighters, Shadow the Hedgehog. And with that, I can now get the key. Also, when you beat an act, there's the bell. The bell appears. And if you ring it, you can race to get an artwork or an extra song. Songs are cool, and I'll show you something fun to do with songs later. But for now, I didn't actually need to go put the key in. I could have waited till I had the other two. Just wanted to show you. I didn't accidentally run past the area. For now, I can pick another mission to do. If I can jump. Learning to jump would be helpful. Ignore that guy over there on the side. We'll get to him.
I'll help you jump higher with my Pico Pico hammer.
Ah, the Pico Pico hammer. So, there are also weird missions like this, where you have to, use a strange mechanic that is only used specifically for this challenge. Adds a little bit of variety. Some of them are absolutely terrible, though. Like, oh god, why is this existing? This one's just a weird little timing game that I didn't need to do that extra jump for. But, Amy, Pico Pico Hammer. In the comics, Amy is actually a magical girl. Just flat out magical girl. It's kind of funny. And they say she's a magical girl because, if you remember, or if you've seen Sonic CD, Amy is clearly younger than Sonic. But in Sonic Adventure, she's definitely the same age. Or maybe, like, slightly younger. Whatever. She's not like a 5-year-old, is what I'm trying to say. And that's because, oh god, well, I'll get back up there, hold on. And that's because, god damn it. She made a wish with the Chaos Emerald to be able to help Sonic, and Chaos Emeralds just grant wishes apparently, and she became a magical girl. It's mainly just they needed a reason to update her and her costume from the Sonic CD version to the Sonic Adventure version, but I just always find it hilarious. And if I grabbed that little clock, I probably could have saved myself 5 seconds, which would have been enough to S-rank it, but whatever. Alright, key. Bell. Oh, that's a song. That one's actually nice to get. And it's a shitty song. Should have guessed. I think this happened last time, too. I get super excited about a song, and it's a shitty song. Because all the songs in Sonic the Hedgehog 4, terrible. I hate them all. Too chirpy. But instead of doing the Knuckles one, because the Knuckles one is bleh. It's a typical Knuckles mission from like Sonic Adventure where it's like, hey, go find all the treasure. And you're like, no, I just want to run fast. I don't like searching for treasure. I'll do the 200% boost and trip over everything in existence. I'm really using that 200% boost, though. I think it's 200% boost, but it doesn't recharge. That's the gimmick. Oh, God. Maybe I should have done the Knuckles mission. Hup. Come on. Out of my way. Not a problem. This is all simple, easy stuff. That I keep jumping over things preemptively. I'm just expecting bad things to be there. They're not there. It's all a delusion. The hopeless delusion. And now I'm stuck. Oh, there we go. Had to wait for the things to fall down. Everything's going south now. I can't, for some reason, do this. Oh, look, I did it. That took too long. But whatever. We made it to the end. In record time. Not really, though. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? No! Come back! Come back! Oh, it actually did come back. No! Come back! Saved it. Now to get the key. Which is right there. So a cool thing happens when you 100% everything around here. All this, all of these. And that cool thing is all this white stuff up here that's really boring and like, oh, all the life is drained. All of it comes back to life, literally. That's a nice little thing to show for 100% completion. But for now, let's go ahead and do this. It's that badass Metal Sonic. Not Mecha Sonic, not Metal Silver Sonic. Flat out, the Metal Sonic. And so these are your rival fights. Where you fight a Sonic clone or lookalike. Simply for a Chaos Emerald. Because, you know, those have tended to be kind of important to beating the game. Just a little bit. So you might as well collect them. And it's a nice little boss fight. And you'll notice, even in the cutscenes, it's like little classic Sonic's got the good old, like, boingy sound effects when he jumps. So Metal Sonic's got a variety of moves. Kind of chases after you. You can just jump over him, then hit him. Then he skids on the ground at like 90 miles an hour. He likes to try and hit you with energy beams, where you actually just slow down just ever so slightly. But don't slow down too much because the thing's falling apart. Then hit him again. What's he gonna do this time? There he goes. Starts smacking those lamps. Fairly simple stuff. On hard mode, he has, like, enhanced versions of the moves, and I think he takes maybe 1 or 2 more hits. Sadly, it's not the good old hit of 8 for a boss fight, because I wouldn't mind some of these boss fights lasting longer. And I say sadly, because, I mean, this boss fight's pretty much over already. Like that. Then the good old cartoony kick. And he's out of there. And yes, I did mention a hard mode. So if you want the boss fight to last longer and be more challenging, because it's kind of super simple, you can just go straight into hard mode after beating him. After I get the Chaos Emerald. You just kind of talk to him. And boom, hard mode option available now. Not gonna do that though. Because I got all 3 keys. Now, if you have a good ear for Sonic music, you can already tell what this boss is just by listening to the White World remix of it. Such as if I go over here, you can hear the Sky Sanctuary. And if I go over here, you can hear whatever this boss is. I'm going to enter it as Classic Sonic. So this cutscene's actually really interesting. Because as you can see, they're doing the whole looking into a mirror thing. But if you go in as Modern Sonic, you actually see this from the other side of the mirror. So they actually made it twice. Or filmed it twice. Just a little neat.
Dr. Eggman! It's the last look you'll get before I close your eyes forever. Another Sonic? What? Wait a second!
And Classic Sonic always makes it in, because this is a boss fight for the Classic Sonic. Modern Sonic, you wait there. We'll get to you. You have plenty of boss fights. In fact, you have much more than Classic Sonic. Oh man, it's that boss that I totally beat during Sonic Week. One of the hardest bosses in all of Sonic. That isn't incredibly cheap. It's just hard because you don't have rings. Now there is a quick way to kill him, such as he's actually vulnerable right now if you hit him from the back. Just like this. And you can, like, beat him pretty quickly, because when he turns around, you can just dash under him. And boom, done with phase 1. The other option is to obviously walk around and dodge his attacks. But phase 2. Phase 2 is different. You're like, what? What is this differentness? And I fell. How do I get up? Okay, I'm up. Phase 2 is interesting, to say the least. Because you gotta wait for him to attack you from the background. Hopefully he hits these bombs. And then his arm gets stuck, and you gotta make the jump. Yep. Make the jump. Okay. Keeps destroying my platforms. How am I supposed to beat him? Alright, this time I'll make the jump. Or I won't. I just won't make any jumps. I'll play alone, or it's like, I'll play him once with Nathan, do it perfectly. But when I actually want to, you know, beat him by myself again for a second time, I'll just fail everything. Every single time. I'm broken. Oh, he jumped and turned around. Well, that bomb's useless. No! No! I'm just gonna wait here. No! Don't do this to me, Eggman. Oh my god, just cut all this out. Skip ahead. I did the first part really easily. Can't do the second part, though. Oh, thank god. My senseless whining finally got through. Not gonna lie, he should totally be dead by now. And I keep hitting the bombs. Okay. Thank God that's over. That was embarrassing. That should have been much faster. But yeah, Ache Robo. Probably the best classic boss they could have chosen for classic Sonic. It's so great that they tried to do it again in Sonic the Hedgehog 4. It didn't work. Man, that took 1 minute and 23 seconds longer than it should have. 24 seconds. Good guy Sonic going to help his nemesis until the Dark Evil comes.
What? No! No! Sonic, save me!
That thing is dark and really evil looking. Tons of crazy time gods and Sonic stuff.
I can't believe there's 2 of me.
I think I figured it out. Yeah, me too. Doubles of us. Places and enemies from our past. We're traveling through time and space.
How did this happen?
I think it's got something to do with that big thing that just kidnapped Eggman. It sounds like the same thing that kidnapped your friends. I mean our friends. You know what I mean.
be very confusing just talking to Goblins. Oh. Yeah, that's the time eater.
Where'd it go?
We need to
So
find
there's
that
very
thing
little story to
fast.
this game besides, hey, we're traveling through time and space. But go save your friends, and eventually new things will be unlocked, and then you can continue forward. And there's a preview of the next 3 levels that we will get to play. But I think I'm gonna save that play for next time when I start this back up. For now, this is probably the end of the second episode. If that time is right, yeah, it's the end of the second episode. So I will talk to you all next time when we tackle these last 3 levels and whatever the boss is. Take care.